Hi, I'm Any New Province, and this is Burnt Reanimator. We just got done playing this deck in a league, and it was a ton of fun. We did get turn 2 aliens, and it did win us games, and you'll have to watch the league to find out what else happened. I just want to remind you that it would be awesome if you could like the video down below or subscribe to the channel. It lets me know that you're enjoying everything, and it also encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the league. Match 1 with Burnt Exhume. Yeah, I think that's... it's not a turn 2... it's not a turn 2 hasty slave driver, but it's still pretty good. I kind of want to neonate here and see what they're on. I don't really want to hold up any stuff. I practiced a little bit. It's like it's not it's not a predictable deck, right? Well, I guess it is predictable in the sense that you're trying to play massive creatures on turn 2 all the time. It's 8 seconds today. Okay, a little bit better. I can't even really say what's contributing to it, honestly. Like, I don't know why. Oh, there's that. We got the upkeep stop on again. We're against Stompy. Okay, so this is interesting. So if we draw untapped Black Source, which we probably don't, we have a good few. Like, we want to Grixis Slave Driver. Oh no, you know what? This might even be Boggles. Maybe Boggles is main decking their Young Wolves now. But anyway, it doesn't cost any mana to do that. Oh man. It doesn't cost any mana to pitch Slave Driver. And we can't do any crazy Bazooka Bog stuff here. We can attack into the... they can't block us. Or do we even attack? I think we do attack. Because we can Lightning Axe the Young Wolf. They can't block. Oh, so we probably maybe even should have waited there. We should have waited, blocked the Young Wolf, and then Lightning Axed it when it came back. But we're going to leave Lightning Axe up this turn anyway. Lightning Axe pitching Slave Driver. And then we will Exhume Slave Driver next turn. And then we'll see our opponent likes that. We could pitch Dragon's Breath as well. That's probably... maybe that's what we want to do. Lightning Axe. Like, they'll play a beater here. We'll Lightning Axe it. And then we'll sack Neonate to... we're gonna take one here. They play some pump spells or something, we'll Lightning Axe it, but yeah, no, that's okay. 1 damage is fine. That's totally cool. Another Young Wolf, come on! Come on, opponent. So yeah, so there's some consideration here for not pitching the Dragon's Breath this turn with Lightning Axe. I don't know how hasty Slave Driver has to be good here. We might want to hold this Lightning Axe up. If we're gonna use this, so let's do this now, because if we're not gonna use Lightning Axe because we want to discard Slave Driver, we might as well discard Slave Driver. Draw our card and see what we have. Probably not on their main phase with Young Wolf on the stack, but oh, there's a Crusher. Okay, all right, everybody. So let's Lightning Axe this Young Wolf, pitching Ulamog's Crusher. Ulamog's Crusher. They got an Evolving Wilds. I've somehow picked up a crazy accent. How dubious. Here we go. Game 1, turn 2 Ulamog's Crusher. On the way. The Young Wolf comes back, but we're not really too butthurt about that. There's another Neonate. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this. Oh, let's hecka do this, team. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Okay. Play out Neonate. Sack Neonate. Discard Dragon Breath. Draw a card. Yeah, oh yeah, maybe I should have, yeah, it is. I guess, yeah, they don't get the Young Wolf back, so we got that going for us. Here comes the hasty Ulamog's Crusher. Oh, baby. Okay, click on the Ulamog's Crusher. Get back the Dragon Breath on it. And annihilate. Yeah, and they can't just, like, sack both Young Wolves to the Annihilator trigger either. Which is sweet. Like, it's not just a, You know what, Lynx? You're the bomb, dude. You're here all the time. Go ahead and take this, dude. There you go. You're now an illustrious mod of my chat. Consider yourself responsible. They can sack both young wolves here, and they may. They may. It's not completely unfeasible for Stompy to just like play an 8/8 or make this a 4/4, and you know what I mean. Like they have ways to block the Crusher and kill it within the next couple of turns. Like as crazy as turn 2 Ulamog's Crusher is, sometimes it's just not good enough against Stompy. We'll see how they attack here. They might not respect the Slave Driver in our graveyard. And we can we'll probably exhume it, we'll probably unearth it and attack. Ooh, what is this? What deck is this? There's Safehold Elite. Okay. Yeah, so we're still just gonna... There's Stinky, old Stinky boy. So we're gonna unearth Grixis Slave Driver here. It'll at least get us in some damage, and then it'll leave us back a... it'll leave us a zombie token when it leaves the battlefield. I know, this is blowing my mind. We're in a league, right? Everything's fine, right? All right. Down goes a Forest and a Safehold Elite. Are they just going to take 4 and chump? I think that's how this is going to go. They will take 4 and chump. We'll get a 2/2 zombie token. And we even have Stinkweed Imp for a Clock in the Air after the fact. No Exhume targets, which is kind of a bummer, but if we draw another Exhume, we can pitch our Stinkweed to something, I'm sure. Hopefully they don't find enough mana to deal with this Crusher. Or find enough damage to deal with this Crusher. They're drawing a lot of lands for a Stompy deck too. That's 5 lands we've seen out of them. I guess 4. Evolving Wilds went and found one. So that's 4 lands with thinning. This just might be a bad start for them. This is a really good start for us. This is a pretty sweet start for us. I like Stinkweed against this board a lot too. I'm probably attacking with it all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Do we trade this with a Young Wolf? No, because I don't think we trade it for a pump spell either, right? What if they can kill us here? Oh man, okay. What do you play? What do you play? Jund Hackblade. They don't, so it's just a 2/1. So they can like sack. That would have been so sad if they like comboed off there. Oh, they scooped. Okay, sweet. Sweet. All right. We did it. Want to know? I'm gonna try to be a little bit more diligent about my about that up there. The the thing. So is this an Electrickery matchup or a Swirling Sandstorm matchup? This is probably a Swirling Sandstorm matchup. We can take out our Edicts. They are really bad. Lightning Axe is still good. I don't think... We didn't see anything that we want to Duress, so let's take out a Duress and put in a Swirling Sandstorm. I don't know if there's any more interaction we want to take out here. I could take out the other Shred Memory for a Swirling Sandstorm, but Crusher on turn 4 even seems fine against this deck, so I'm going to keep Shred Memory. Yeah, huh? Yeah. So what else do we take out? Being hasty, is that important against this deck? I mean, it is kind of like, that's the explosive start we're looking for. I might just take 1 Slave Driver out. We have more top end than most of these Exhume decks have in the first place. But I mean, Slave Driver's pretty good here too. It blocks really well, and when it finally does trade, it leaves back another blocker that's good against their deck. So I think let's bring in the other Swirling Sandstorm and call it a day there. I think that's all we want to do. I think that is how we sideboard. I really like Last Rites. I like Last Rites in this deck a lot better than I would in any other deck for obvious reasons. But I don't know. I feel very high on discard lately. There have been so many times when discard is just straight 1-me games. But anyway, I'm not bringing Last Rites in here. I think this is how we want to do it. A couple of Sandstorms. Spot removal is super bad on them, but a sweeper might do the trick. Ooh. All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep this. We draw an Exhume. There we go. GG's. I like Slave Driver a lot too. Oh man, cool. Okay, so let's play. Okay, what do we want to do? So we're kind of looking to get a Stinkweed out here, Burnt Offering it to ramp into one of these creatures. Even better, we could pitch this Slave Driver eventually, you know what I mean? Pitch this Slave Driver, eventually unearth it, use it for a turn, and then do all the cute stuff. We're not interacting on turn 1. They didn't play any threats, so I think we'll just Bloodfell Caves here and pass. We're going to hold our Bojuka Bog. They have all kinds of creatures that they can put in their graveyard that we really don't want to give them back. Just give our opponent the F6s here. Oh no, Burning Tree. Emissary! That's why you play red there, kids. Fixes your mana too. Pretty good. That's a pretty good Hack Blade. Spot removal seems pretty good here now. We seem kind of dead here. Okay, so we can Mountain, Neonate. Well, I guess Stinkweed Imp is pretty good, but this will stay because of the way Stinkweed Imp is worded. This will, it doesn't have Death Touch, so we'll take damage. Well, we're gonna take no anyway. That was a stupid thought. Okay, let's play Neonate out. I think that's what we want to do here. Maybe play tap land so that we can play Stinkweed Imp next turn. So let's do that. Bog the opponent for no value. Play out Neonate. Pass the turn. We're taking a Jillian. I guess we could we'll chump with Neonate and pitch our Crusher, probably. Maybe pitch Slave Driver. Because Slave Driver gives us a better chance to hard crash this Crusher if we don't find an Exhume. So I think that's what we're going to do. We want to do some digging. This is weird too, because Slave Driver gives us a better chance at hardcasting Crusher too. Blocks like that. But now we will... This isn't a trivial choice. So we find 1 more mana. No, we'll have to find 2 more mana for that plan to work. So I think the idea here is we're going to pitch this Crusher and just get super duper lucky. There's another Burnt Offering. That's all right. We take some damage. Got a couple Stinkies. Could do some interesting runs here. Yeah, so sacking 1 Stinkweed Imp to Burnt Offering doesn't do a ton, but at least it gets this multicolored creature off the battlefield. And we like that a lot. We like that a ton. You getting it in? So we'll kill the Burning Tree Emissary with our Stinkweed Imp. And then we'll play in another Stinkweed Imp next turn. We're not going to do any dredging. All the cards we're looking for are in and around our hand, except for the Dragon's Breath. So we're not going to dredge here. Nope, we won't. They're not hitting any lands. There's Lightning Axe. That's pretty good here if we need it. So for that reason, I think we still just play out Stinkweed Imp. And then we can Lightning Axe their next play, pitch a Grixis Slave Driver. Eventually we'll get up to 4 mana, and then... I mean, we're pretty close to hard casting Slave Driver too. So if we... Yeah, like if we hit another mana... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we just have to hit an untapped land and we can hard cast this Slave Driver, which is pretty good too. I'm going to block here. There's no reason not to block. We can get our Stinkies back whenever we want. I feel like a Stinkweed Imp loop is pretty fine against this deck. If we draw, well, we don't, yeah, so we can't dredge it back right now. So we can't get it back whatever we want. But we have lots of stuff. Oh, there's the untapped land too. That's brutal. Okay, so we'll play untapped land. I think we're going to pitch the Slave Driver to the Lightning Axe. And then we're like 1 or 2 mana off of Burnt Offering and a Ulamog's Crusher Hardcast style. So, and we kind of just want this in our graveyard now anyway. Let's see what our opponent does. 7 cards in hand. They're holding it back. They're holding it all back. They're also screwed on green mana. They're safe hold elite. They get stuff back off of Exhume too, so it's not super good for us. All right, so if we Lightning Axe here and find a land, then we can generate 6 mana off of Grixis Slave Driver, which isn't enough anyway. So I think we almost even want to wait for a better Lightning Axe target. Maybe? No, let's do it. Let's do it. Choose this creature, pay a red, pitch the Slave Driver, and pass the turn. We've got no action on the go here. If they give us long enough, we'll just be able to start hard casting the Crushers anyway. Part of me kind of wants to just get the Slave Driver back here anyway. The Slave Driver can put a clock on, whereas we have to wait at least 2 turns to... Yeah, I think I am going to do so. I don't know, though. Seems pretty critical at this point for us to get up to use these to ramp off of a Slave Driver. I think I'll just pass here. They only have a 1/1 on board, and 5 cards in hand. There's a couple of ways this could go. You can only do this as a sorcery, which kind of sucks, so there isn't any shenanigans you can do with blocking or anything like that. So the instant speed clause on this sort of gets... Oh, geez, okay. Oh, geez, all right. That's a heck of a lot more than what you were looking at before. Thinking about dredging the Stinkweed Imp back here as well. Oh, wait, okay, so if we dredge back Stinkweed Imp, play it for 3 mana, sack it for 3 mana. No, it doesn't. Never mind. That doesn't do anything. Okay, pass. I kind of do want to get it back here, though. It can block this Hate Blade, and that'll give us a little bit extra time. We're going to go at least another turn without hitting any lands, and we're at 9. So maybe that's not the best play. But we could just be dead next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then like a bolt kills us. So let's get back a Stinkweed Imp to cast this turn. What do we find in our graveyard? Swirling Sandstorm. That's kind of a bummer. That's okay though. So lay out the old Stinkmeister. Don't tap our dual land because Lynx Lynx might have some problems with that. Play out the old Stinker. Pass the turn. So this will just let us get a creature off the board, which is something we definitely want to do. We already dealt with 1 Hackblade, so I think getting this off the board is more important than getting this off the board. But the jank is beating heads right now. There's dueling jank. Here they come. We will block the Hate Blade, turn their Lightning Bolt off, turn their Lightning Bolt that they get to re-hit us with every turn. Stinky will kill it, and we'll take 1, or we already took 1. What's the follow-up? Another Safe Hold Elite. Okay, so... I mean, dredging back Stinkweed Imp here isn't bad again. Like, we can just block this, kill it, get it back. Like, their Persist creatures are basically just worse Stinkweed Imps. And there's a Faithless Looting, too. And we haven't... This is questionable. If we can Faithless Looting into like a land Crusher, like we have the Dragon's Breath, or land Exhume, we have the Dragon's Breath in hand. That sucks. I think Exhume was the top card of our library, and we Stinkweeded it away. So what's the worst thing that can happen if we Faithless Looting and we don't get any action here? Like, we might be able to find a land. We can pitch these 2 cards that aren't doing anything in our hand. I think we kind of have to. I don't really know how many options we have here. Looking for lands. Choose. No, we don't want to do that. Don't want to get back another Stinky. We do find a land, a good land for this situation as well. We don't want to dredge. We find another Stinkweed Imp. We're going to discard. Ooh, well, maybe not. Maybe not, because we're going to be able to Burnt Offering away our Slave Driver soon, which actually just lets us cast 2 Stinkweed Imps. So I think I think we're gonna pitch the Crusher just on the back of giving it, but all of our creatures will get haste from the Dragon's Breath. This is hard. This is hard. We don't need another Burnt Offering. We're kind of low on time. I think I'll pitch Offering Devastator, because if we find another land, then we can unearth. Unearth 1, 2, 3, 4. Burnt Offering for 6. Well, we can only get up to 7 mana. Anyway, we're gonna do it like this and pass it over to our opponent. We can play out Stinkweed and then do some stuff there, but they're gonna get a turn to do pretty much whatever they want to our faces with these Safehold Elites. We got no responses to that. We're probably going to unearth and then cast 2 Stinkweed Imps off of... Oh, God. Take 5. Alright, let's get our defense going. No, we don't want to dredge back the Stinky. There's a Faithless Looting. So yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go like this. Unearth the Slave Driver. Get in for some damage. This only gives it haste, right? We're not going to be pumping it. No. Okay, so no, we don't. Get in with the Slave Driver for 4. And it's going to get exiled, so we're going to sacrifice it to the Burnt Offering, get a zombie, and play 2 Stinkweed Imps. There it goes. Make it 2/2 black zombie. Slave Driver is going to go back to our graveyard for a second, but what are they thinking about here? Here goes Burnt Offering. We're going to get 6 black mana and cast a couple Stinkweed Imps as blockers. You get 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of it. Stinkweed Imp. I'm going to have to start playing a little bit faster. I'm going to focus a little bit because this seems like it could go for a minute or two. A little sad that we don't get back our, that we can't just keep recurring Slave Driver. I was made aware that if you can exile it by some other means and then get it back on the battlefield, you can do some pretty cool stuff. We're going to double block this Safehold Elite just to save ourselves damage. If they have a pump spell, they have a pump spell. It was a free zombie. It's all we can do. All right, so they're going to attack with both, as you'd think. We'll block like this because it has Death Touch, and we'll block like this and block like this. This way it wins through like a couple of things too, so maybe it'll kill our zombie. That would be sweet. I guess it was going to kill Stinkweed Imp anyway, but this is saving us precious, precious life points here. Oh, vines. Okay, sure. It's going to die anyway, but I guess you get to eat our zombie, and you get a little bit of trample damage in. We go to 2. Yep, both of your Persisters are going to die. You get back your Rancor. We're in a pretty precarious position here. Ugh, and I don't think we can dredge either. If we dredge and just play Stinkweed Imp, then we go to 1 next turn. And they're a red deck. So I think we're going to dig with Faithless Looting instead. No, cancel that. Let's Faithless Looting before we go pitching or anything. See what we find off of the 2 cards. They get a creature back with Exhume as well. Oh, bummer. Okay, let's get Stinkweed Imp back. It'll let us live 1 more turn. We will pitch Rusher Mountain. I don't think we're winning any games where we hardcast Ulamog's Crusher. So let's do this. This will gain us 1 more turn, and we can do some more digging for our Exhumes later on. We have 3 of them left in our deck. Guess they get back a Hasty Beater, but we should get back a pretty good blocker. In the meantime, we're also at 26 cards in library and 12 minutes on clock. There's a lot of reasons why we might just scoop this game. Like a good few reasons. It's getting pretty close. We'll see what they have here. Pump spell kills us, so we'll just F6 right through their turn. And yeah, block with Stinkweed Imp and hope. Probably going to game 3, though. I would say this is going to game 3. They have approximately 1,000 years over us on clock right now, so it's not super important for them. Let's see what happened. It kind of looks like Moto is going to crash on me. Although it's been particularly, it's been nice to me in recent days. In terms of just crashing, especially when I'm streaming. Thanks, Moto. Thanks for being a pal. Opponent's playing some costs. There's a Curd Ape. And a Young Wolf. And there's a ton of reasons for us to scoop the match here. Or scoop the game here. Oh, they're not even gonna attack. Okay. Okay. So we're not going to dredge. We find a Bajuka Bog, which isn't like the worst thing. So let's play Bajuka Bog on our opponent. Faithless Looting back. We're gonna dredge back the Stinky with the first trigger. Old Stinker. Oh, we'll have to pitch them again anyway. Oh boy. And there's our Exhumes. They're on top of our library. And I played the land first. Okay, so I think we're just dead. Because we have to pitch these 2 Stinkweed Imps again. Yep. You guys didn't see that. You didn't see it. Yeah, we could have held the land there, dredged back both Stinkweed Imps and maybe lived a turn, but no, we couldn't even. Well, I don't know. Maybe we could have. Anyway, I think this is about as good as it's going to get against this deck. We could bring Duresses back in for. Yeah, I should have pitched the Bog and kept the Imps. I guess I was not thinking at all. All right, let's just run it back like this. Okay, good. You didn't see it. Awesome. Perfect. This is a little loose. If we can find an Exhume, it looks good, but keeping loose hands lost us the game last time. I don't think this deck keeps loose hands too good. Let's mulligan. At least we have a Swirling Sandstorm here, so I'm gonna keep. Mountain can go to the bottom. I don't see a lot of reasons to be using a bunch of red mana. So let's play Instant Neonate and pass the turn. This might not be, well, it might be the beatdown that we need this game. Opponent's on tap land, so maybe we're the beatdown this game. There's a Carnarium, which is a pretty good draw, so we'll play out the other Neonate, pick up our Mountain, aka our land drop for next turn, with the Carnarium, get in with the Neonates, Neonate. Nowhere close to Threshold Online, but so close but yet so far, I suppose. We're gonna get really poetic with it for a second, together. What do you got now? A 2-drop that can't block either of our beaters. Oh no. A bunch of 2-drops. Oh, my biggest fear. Okay, not a bunch of 2-drops. They can block our Neonates pretty good, though. Shall we start digging and trying to turn this Swirling Sandstorm on? I think that's what we want to do. Okay, let's pitch Dragon's Breath. Draw a card. It's an Exhume. All we need is a... Okay, let's go. Sack Neonate, trying to be smart here. Pitch Crusher. Draw a card. Exhume the Crusher. Click the right creature. There's the Crusher. Here comes Haste. Oh baby. Play out the Insolent Neonates for the bad bad beats. Play out the Insolent Neonate. Working our way up towards Threshold. Pretty good here now too. So what do you sack here if you're our opponent? Probably Safehold Elite Land. Because they can function okay off of 2 mana, so if they just get a bunch of lands going, they're going to be alright. Swirling Sandstorm is going to be a monster here though. If we draw, so some crazy things can kind of happen if we draw another huge thing. I know I was playing around days. I know, like how tight I'm playing lately. It's incredible. Opponent's just gonna take 8, straight 8s. Okay. If we burn our offering Ulamog's Crusher, we'll have 1, 2. Guys, we did it. We crushed it. All right, this hand is hot, hot garbage. Mulligan that away. Oh, there's an Exhume and a draw spell. I've seen, and a discard spell. I've seen worse turn 3 beater hands. Neonate. I kind of want to keep this on top. It's a blocker, and it can help us dig for other fatties. If we need a second discard outlet, we find it. You know, he'd like do a couple things. Anyway, Neonate. Go. Next turn will be Neonate Carnarium. Here's Tron. Ugh, you gotta combo early if you're gonna beat Tron. Play a Neonate, play a Carnarium. I'm okay with just hitting them for 2 for a minute, but it's probably not gonna go super well if the game goes long. So let's just pass straight over to them. F6. They're trying to play fast, so I'm assuming they're on Murasa Tron or something. They're on another land. That ain't too hot. Yep, Joe. What's up? Yeah, girl. You're doing the... let's turn off auto yields because we didn't make our land drop this turn. Get in for 2. Thanks, Moto. Good guy, Moto. Play our swamp and pass. It isn't completely inconceivable that we like end up removing one of their threats one of these days and then... Oh, no. So what's the worst thing this could be? Is it a Prophetic Prism? Oh, yeah, okay. So no. So they're going to leave up Counterspell. 4 hour Exhume when it inevitably happens. I'm going to play one more land for now. Yeah, this is definitely a Condescend Moments Piece deck, which we really want those Caravex Torches for. These games can go so long, like so ridiculously long. There's a Signet, so is this Dinrova Horror for our bounce land? I wonder? No. Looks like they're just going to keep leaving up counter magic. Another swamp. We've drawn a lot of lands this game here, team. How many lands does this deck run? You're definitely not cheating on lands here. You guys see that thread on Reddit about cheating on lands? Maybe we should have been cheating on lands a little bit more. Got into the net deck echo chamber and just started cheating on lands. They're at 13. But I mean, I haven't drawn any cards but lands. Well, I drew an Insolent Neonate, I guess, that I scried to the top. Sure glad I did. Oh, God, come on, deck. Why? 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 We go up against a legitimate deck one time, and you're frickin' lands all day. Why? What did I do? What was it? Did I say something? Did I say something? Like, you can just talk to me about it, deck, and we can get together and come up with a solution together. There's the Drifter, which they still can't block our Neonates with. They have Tron. There's gonna be like Ghostly Flickers. This is just gonna get... Yeah, I think like they still can't block them effectively. Like I don't... Okay, I can't play slow. I can't play slow. Yeah, Crusher will be okay against this deck. It's just... How many lands is that in a row? How many turns? What turn is this? Shuffle deck, shuffle. This is how you do it. Look, you take it and you give a little one of those. Get those lands right in there for you. Get those lands all scattered, mixed up like on the Drifter beats. Yeah, I probably have drawn a lot more lands than Tron. And I can't get any F6 value because, you know, stuff. Evoking Muldrifter, probably? Ghostly Flicker, okay. Yep. Sure. And then, is this like Dinro the Horror? Probably. Nope, Mnemonic Wall, 4 Ghostly Flicker. Opponent's gonna draw their deck. Draw the whole deck. Yeah. Brains. Why? Why bother? Right? Why even bother? Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, whatever. They're gonna block. We're gonna sack Neonate. Pitch land. Draw a card. Find a Tormenting Voice. Okay. At least it's not a land. I don't know that they have Counterspell mana up here. So let's Tormenting Voice. Pitch a Swamp. Draw some cards. Play a Mountain. Faithless Loot. There's Burnt Offering, which does factual nothing here. Pitch a couple lands. And flashback Faithless Looting. Continue the digging. Draw a couple cards. Duress isn't like the worst thing, so I'll pitch Burnt Offering, Swamp. And I think I Duress here. Try to get rid of that Ghostly Flicker. Or well, I'll see what their hand is, and yeah, it knew I needed those lands. And those Burnt Offerings and all those other cards that don't do anything here. Alright, let's have a look at this monster. Okay, they could have easily prohibited that. Oh my god, is this ever Tron? We're kind of not completely locked out of the game. So they go get another Ghostly Flicker with Mystical Teachings at the end of our turn. They have Condescend and Prohibit for our Exhume. So we're going to have to try to resolve 3 Exhumes before we can do anything. Or I guess Crusher. We could like try to hard cast a monster. So we have like Slave Drivers aren't the worst thing here. Crop Rotation and Prophetic Prism don't do anything. So let's take Ghostly Flicker. They can Teachings for another Ghostly Flicker here, but we might be able to win through the hate here. So I'm gonna give it a shot. There's that power plant we knew about. Here comes Mole Drifter. Yeah, we can hard. That's what I'm saying. So we can hard cast. Sorry, we can hard cast something into Condescend. There's Slave Driver. That's not the worst draw we've ever had. I think we're gonna bog away their Ghostly Flicker. Or no, maybe we should wait till they Teachings. Wait till they Teachings for Ghostly Flicker. And then bog. So they'll probably Teachings for Flicker here. Yeah. But I guess if they have 2 Flickers in hand, like well, they could just do it in response to the Bazooka Bog too. Yeah, so let's try to hardcast. Actually, I don't even want to show them the Slave Driver. Like, I think we're just kind of dead here. Now, whatever. Okay, let's try to bog away their Ghostly Flicker, and this will prompt them to tap a bunch of mana. So it might be able to, like, if they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so like Shimmering Grotto, or they just have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Mystical Teachings. And then, oh, they're not going to anyway. Okay. Sure. So let's run this Slave Driver into a Condescend. It's not the worst thing to have Condescended, really. Like, we can actually, if they Condescend here for more than X, oh, they can Condescend for 1 million. Never mind. I mean, we can do this, and then, so if they Condescend this, how much are they going to Condescend it for? And then we can run an Exhume into their, looks like they're going to Teachings first. What are you Teachings? Oh, is this for Exclude? No, Condescend X3. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana left up. So they're going to look to prohibit this Exhume, but I think we almost just run this into the Prohibit. Yeah, they have Prohibit as well. So I almost think we just get the Prohibit out of their hand with this Bloodfell Caves. And then we're home for, like, we have the, they're not going to tap out. Ever. And this way, they can't use teachings. So if I exhume, I'll force their prohibit, and then they won't be able to teachings this turn. And at the very least, it'll put them behind a turn. And we don't lose all the value because we get to get the slave driver back. So there we go. That was what a turn that was. Pretty wild. I'm down like 3 minutes on my opponent because of it, but hey, whatever. These things happen. These things happen. So there go the prohibits and condescends. Only known card in our opponent's hand is crop rotation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't hemorrhage all of our value there from just running it into counters. We're going to get a 2/2 left over. It's not worth much, really, but hey, it's practice. I have a really bad time playing against Tron. Like, it's very common for me to just see a hand like that and be like, oh, well, it looks like we can't win, and then just, oh no. Oh no. Well, you know what I mean? Like, they do such a good job of discouraging you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 mana, so they can Mystical Teachings for Mystical Teachings on their end step. So if we do, they can also Mystical Teachings for just hard counter. Isn't super great. You can Teachings for Pulse of Murasa. We got Lightning Axe, which we can hard cast, which isn't worth much. So let's get out the Slave Driver. Go to combat, attack with the Slave Driver. And then, I don't know, like Ghostly Flicker. When Ghostly Flicker targets these mnemonic walls, which it won't. I think they're gonna Teachings for Pulse of Murasa here. Probably. I think we're just dead. We're at 14, they have 2 flyers, they're attacking for 4 every turn. They didn't go get the Pulse of Murasa. What's this? Muldrifter? Yeah, that's good enough. I don't know if we want to make them do it. Yeah, well, maybe we should make them do it. They're a super slow deck. All they have in hand for counterspells are prohibits. There's an exhume that we have no targets for. Yeah. Not looking great here, team. Yeah, let's just pass. See how this goes. If they try to flicker, Mystical Teachings, okay. I know, we're down more clock than they are. Yeah, so I almost think there's Pulse of Murasa. So here comes Pulse of Murasa on Mnemonic Wall. Yeah, I think they've established the lock here, team. Yeah, because they'll just play Mnemonic Wall, get back Pulse. If we remove a Mnemonic Wall, if we remove anything, they just get it back and put us on time. Yeah, you guys are right. We are the slower deck, and they got us locked down. So let's go to sideboards. Is Last Rites good against this deck? I feel like Karavek's Torch comes in. I'll take out 1 Slave Driver and probably we don't want to get rid of Shred Memory. Chainer's Edict's probably not that great. Lightning Axe probably, like, spot removal probably isn't super good, but we need this to, like, get through the fog sometimes. So that's why I'm bringing these in. We can Burnt Offering, something huge, and then try to torch them out. But I don't, and then again, you like Last Rites? Yeah, me too. So maybe we put in Last Rites, take out Duress, because we just want them to pitch a bunch of cards. Maybe only play 1 torch, like this isn't Turbo Fog or anything. Pyroblasts, yes, absolutely. What is Pyroblast? Pyroblast counters like all the important stuff. Okay, so bring in the Pyroblasts. Maybe this isn't the torch matchup. Maybe the torch matchup is just like Turbo Fog and Tortex. And that's it. I'm gonna take out 1 Burnt Offering. I know we're the Burnt Offering deck, but I'm gonna take a Burnt Offering out. And I might even take a Dragon's Breath out because I don't know how important the haste is here. Like, if we can get this set up, it's really hard for them to remove it. So let's get rid of a Dragon's Breath and do it like that. Anarchist might have been okay too, but I just don't know what I would take out for it. Yeah, this is a bad hand in that it doesn't have all of our pieces. I'm gonna mulligan. You don't want to mulligan against this deck a lot, right? Probably not. That's this. We okay? Bunch of exhumes, sure. We won't resolve the first one, but we'll resolve the second one. No discard outlets, but I think this is just too greedy to pass up. We have Bazooka Bog too, which is just kind of our main deck hate against this deck. All right, go ahead, pass it over to them, gaining some life. I'm gonna update our record really quick while I have a minute. Tmilson passes it right back over to us. Does this goes and gets us like a discard outlet, I guess, and it's also more just like incidental hate that our deck has against Tron. Let's not Bazooka Bog yet. Okay. Pass it over. See 4 copies or 3 copies of Exhume in hand and like nothing else. This is this deck loses to itself a lot. As we will see, as will be exemplified here. We'll keep playing untapped lands. What 2-drops could we go find that we actually want? Right? Like that's gets TV. What's TV? What's TV? I don't know what TV is. There's a Stinkweed Imp. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't get eaten by a Condescend. I guess it's not the worst thing if it does. Oh, Tormenting Voice. That's true. That's true. They're going to pass. So Pyroblast is a pretty good draw. I'm at that point now where I think I just kind of want to run this Bazooka Bog out for more mana. And it does get a discard. Yeah, it will get a discard spell if we need it. So we might need that 2 mana next turn, that 2 black mana next turn to just start setting up. Well, we can get it pretty easily with Stinkweed Imp though. I'm tempted to hold this Bazooka Bog. Like this deck functions heavily on Bazooka Bog. If that was by the way, if that was a faster start, I can see ways that we I don't run out the Bazooka Bog here. I want the mana now. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm gonna have to start playing stuff. See what this is. Forbidden Alchemy. Now, do you counter Forbidden Alchemy? Do I have time to ask if I can counter Forbidden Alchemy or not? Probably not. You probably don't counter Forbidden Alchemy, right? Let's see what they put in their graveyard, and we can respond to it with a Shred Memory. We got Exhumes for days. Let's see if they're trying to find a way. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Oh man, we got that. See, we got that synergy going tonight. Oh, sure, okay. I must have F6'd. That's all right though. There's a Signet, no worries. Yeah, so we don't want to do any shredding of the memories until there's a Neonate. Beatdown time. All we gotta do is find the beater. All we gotta do is find a beater, and we're on the board, and they're not. And we have a way to keep them off the board. Yeah, it doesn't feel great there. Is this Teachings? This is Teachings. What do they find? Crop Rotation. Okay. That's pretty good. So they're gonna go get their 3rd Tron land. I kind of want to snap the Shred Memory off, like depending. The Shred Memory could, well, it might not blow them out, but it could do a lot of work here. So no auto yielding. Oh, they don't have any colored mana left anyway? Yeah, so if they get a Tron land, they only have 1 blue. So what is this going to be? Mulldrifter? A Mulldrifter that we can counter? Oh no, it's bigger than that. It's worse than that. It's Ulamog's Crusher! Guys, they're Ulamog's Crushering us. We're the Ulamog's Crusher deck. Don't be silly. Oh, crap. We're not completely out of it, but we're pretty far out of it. Like, our best bet is to draw an Ulamog's Crusher or something. Yeah, that's our plan. Quit stealing our plan, opponent. Yeah, huh? So, okay, so let's... I kind of want to burnt offering the Stinkweed Imp and try to dredge into our own big guys. But I could do that, yeah, I could do that on my upkeep. I guess it doesn't really matter. I kind of want to do it on their end of turn so they have to tap out. Yeah, I think we're gonna go dredging here. Okay, so there goes the burnt offering. We will get black, red. And yeah, so we can't We can dredge it on our upkeep. We can dredge it back, or yeah, on our upkeep, on our draw step. We can dredge it back. I could use this shred memory. I think I'm going to shred memory here. No, actually, no. It can be very good later. It's not good enough right now. Okay, so on our draw step, we will dredge back Stinky. I guess this doesn't have to be on our draw step. See if we find anything. We don't find anything. So well, there's no point to do this on our draw step. So let's pass through. Discard Stinky. Get back Stinky. But I like keeping the Crusher back, which we can still do that here, but keeping the Crusher back wasn't getting us anywhere. You know what I mean? So I just don't, it didn't seem good enough, I guess. All right, pass it over to them. Probably block the Crusher is what we're gonna do. See what this is. A blue spell by the looks. Flashing back. Oh no, it's in Robo Horror. Let's see if we can counter that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like it's just, you know what I mean? Like it's not, we're kind of playing to fractions of a percentage to win here. So let's sack Bog Mountain. Go to blocks. Block the Crusher with the Death Toucher. Crusher will die. They can probably pulse it back. We have no mana for Shred Memory here. They're just gonna get it back. Get Dinrova Horror back. I guess either of them were good for them. Dredge back a Stinky. Did we find a hit? Found a Crusher and a Dragon's Breath. And they have no mana to counter it, but they can bounce it. They can bounce it next turn, but then we can just like keep exhuming, I guess. What will they sack? Their colored mana or their Tron lands? Let's find out this time on Crusher against Tron. Crushers on Crushers. Oh, son of a... I would rather it die here than get bounced, though. Yes. No, I did the wrong one! Okay, match three. Possibly Pauper playing some turn 2 Crushers. I mean, we got a couple of our pieces. Oh, is it Stompy? Oh no, well this is pretty bad against Stompy. Unless we can like Tormenting Voice into exactly Exhume or something. We're on the play, so I'll keep, maybe I can grab one of their Rankers turn 1 with this Duress. Let's Duress them. See what we find in our opponent's hand. Ooh, this is crazy. This person doesn't have Dragon or 420 in their name. I've been bamboozled. They're on FAMs. All right. Well, we took a good piece from the FAMs. There's a Bog, which I'm pretty happy with. Part of me kind of just wants to Bazooka Bog here. But more of me wants to Tormenting Voice. I think we Tormenting Voice here and then Bazooka Bog next turn because having that extra 2 mana gives us a little bit more, or drawing 2 cards here and having that extra 2 mana might actually be worth it next turn. They're feeling the spice right now. They're like, what? I didn't know this was a curry spot. That's weird. I didn't know that I ordered the extra spicy Masamon tonight. What's this Tormenting Voice into pitching Ulamog's? I didn't order no green curry tonight. All right. Pass it back to them. They don't have any answers for Exhume yet. They very well may next turn, but I'm sorry for being quiet. There's a car. I'm letting my noise gate catch a car just like honking obnoxiously outside. I think we bog here. Or maybe we just exhume Carnarium. They do have snaps. That's true. That's true. Let's go to our main phase. I think we're gonna bog here just to get rid of that ghostly flicker. We know the Sunscape's down. They have the Chancery in hand. We will exhume. A2. We don't see any snaps yet. This could be good. This could be good. So long as they didn't find snap in their top two, I could be feeling okay right now. Can I be feeling okay right now? We're sure playing a lot of Ulamog's Crushers. Maybe this is like, this isn't Possibly Pauper Playable Burnt Offering edition. Burnt Offering is kind of cool against Snap too, because we can sack it and get it back in our graveyard instead of just having it sitting in our hand like a dummy. Let's see what this is. Chancery will pick up, yeah, it's gonna be Snap. Definitely gonna be Snap. They found it. Sweet. Sweet. Good job. Good job, opponent. Enjoy snapping a Crusher. Geez, never lucky. Oh, crap. Here comes Mnemonic Wall for Snap. Wow. That sure turned around quick, huh? Holy crap. God, Pharaoh's Faithful. We can just F6 right through. Compulsive. I like this art. I like this art. I know it's probably not everybody's favorite art, but right now it's saying something to me. Right now it's speaking to me, you know? It's saying things. It's saying things that I'm enjoying. And I'm just going to take that right to the bank. What have you drawn? All the things, probably? And Ash Barrens is in their yard now, too. So Mnemonic Wall is the only known card they have in hand. There's a Slave Driver. Does put us a little bit closer to the Crusher. So let's Neonate. They might have like a Prohibit or something here, but I don't really have a ton of options. So let's Neonate. We're not that far off of the turn where we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we can just hardcast this and then like Burnt Offering it and hardcast Crusher, like that's something we can be doing too. Get Carnarium down. Grab this mountain. They won't have a Prohibit? Okay, sweet. That is good news. That's really good news. Did you just... 420 at least plays 0 counters? Oh, okay. This deck is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Like, legitimately bananas. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and pass it over to them. Couple of untapped mountains in hand. Burnt Offering in our hand. Can you fizzle a Snap? So I can use Burnt Offering, sack my Neonate to fizzle a Snap, right? I don't think at this point they're going to be doing any snapping of Insolent Neonates, but maybe they are. Yes, I can. Okay. All right, there goes another Ash Barrens. Oh, really? That's awesome. I love Familiars. Like, I didn't know it at the time, but when I was goldfishing bad combo decks without having any knowledge of what decks existed in Pauper, most of the time I was goldfishing a bad Familiars deck. Here comes Prosperous Pirates. Okay. Gains a little bit of life. You may gain the life. Get some treasures. Passes the turn. All right, nothing for us to do on end step. See what we draw. Mountain. Main deck. Whatchamacallit? Main 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 mana. So at 6, You can get it back for 4, so we need 7 mana. We'll have to play all of these lands to like pitch Slave Driver, get it back with Unearth, and then sack it. I think we're just better off hard casting it next turn, and then the line's still open to us the turn, a couple turns later, if we do find our... There's a Drifter. They have Mnemonic Wall in hand. I don't really know what's going on here. Like they only need to find one more Familiar and they go infinite with Prosperous Pirates, right? So we're pretty close to dead here. We won't block any damage. Damage isn't really what we're worried about here. Our opponent being an infinite 420 dragon is what we're worried about. Okay, so nothing that we're gonna do here. Draw another land, but that's all right. Okay, so let's go to our main phase. They're super duper close to just gaining infinite life here, but we're gonna do this anyway. Oh, they can't do it with Snap? I think they can make infinite mana with Snap. Right? Oh no, because you can't make this cost that much less. This is like, what, 3 mana? I guess you need a bunch of Familiars to make this work with Snap. There's another Familiar. Well, they're making their way up to enough Familiars. Pretty good. And getting in some Muldrifter beats in the meantime. Oh, yeah. True. True. Okay, so what's this? Yeah, it only gets back one of the pieces. Yeah, you're right. Okay, here's Mnemonic Wall for Snap. Oh, Snap. Yeah, it's kind of, what do they call it? Academic at this point. Like, we don't have a whole lot going on. We'll have like a 2/2 zombie and an Ulamog's Crusher without haste coming down next turn. And they've got all kind of ways to get extra permanents to sack too. So, and they're like gaining life like crazy. They're pretty far out ahead. And we showed them some tech here, but see, our other opponents, I didn't expect to pack Graveyard Hate either. Like, I think we can almost definitely expect an Nihil Spellbomb here from this opponent. No more plays from them. Nothing to do on our end step. There's a Neonate. Okay. So we Burnt Offering this, add 6. And then 7, 8. Cast our Crusher, and then we can haste this out. Get another zombie. Like, we can do a lot of attacking here, but it's not really... What do you do for work? I'm a secretary. I'm a male secretary. I'm still called a secretary. Yeah, and it's a temporary position for now, but I'm not going to say the organization or anything. You might be able to find out, do enough digging, but yeah, I'm a secretary. I've done different things. I've done like research. I took economics in university. I'm really passionate about economics if you ever want to talk about it. There's no Grave Hate either. Well, that's good news. Didn't know they were going to come up against us, huh? Okay, so we really got to outpace them here. I don't know if like sacking Slave Driver is the right move. It's kind of the only pressure we have. And we're 1 turn off of just hard casting Crusher anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Get in like that. Play a land. Play a Neonate. And pass the turn. Yeah. No point in attacking with a Neonate. We probably should have, huh? Yeah, pitch that land. I don't know, though, right? Oh, we can pitch Burnt Offering. This isn't one of the games where we want to pitch Burnt Offering, or we want to be using Burnt Offering. So let's block like this, soak up some damage, sack Neonate, pitch Offering, draw a card, see what we find. And then they're probably like, Burnt Off, oh my god. Am I on TV? You're not, though. Sweet. Well, we only need one of these lands, so I think I'll end up sacking Neonate on end step as well. What's this going to be? Snap the Drifter, maybe. Tap a bunch of mana, snap the Drifter? No. They didn't. What did they get back with Mnemonic Wall? I guess I just assumed they were going to get back a... Well, there's a lot of things I assumed. Anyway, I can't find it. I guess it'll be a surprise when we find out. They got back impulsive. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Draws more cards than Snapdrifter does. They're gonna pass. No counter spells in their main deck. Wish we had a little dredge here. Oh yeah, Snap is super good against us. There's Mnemonic Wall. What's Numi gonna get back? Probably Snap. Generate some mana. I get Snap back, but they maybe they'll get back Impulsive Research. Oh, right. Do they reveal? Revealed is Mnemonic Wall, which they just played, in Plains that they got. They do have a Plains in hand. They're gonna get back Preordain. Alright. Let's pitch a land to the Neonate. Draw card. Not even a ton of live draws. You know, this is so bad on this board. We find Stinker. Would have been a lot better to pitch that. Maybe we don't even show them Crusher here. Like, we are just dead, right? Pretty much. Like, I don't know. Okay, let's do it. It's not. This deck wouldn't not play Ulamog's Crusher, so let's go. Let's not get him with Slave Driver here. I think I'm more play what? Oh no, I missed the advice. I was so focused. Oh, I already exhumed a Crusher. You're totally right. But look at all these next level plays. Oh, opponent gets another Snap. Friggin' lucky opponent. This isn't a Snap deck or anything. Yeah, you're right. We showed him the Crusher already, so we're not really worried about it. I can't believe I didn't get any like weird responses for saying I'm a male secretary. It seems like every person in my personal life was like, they still call you a secretary? It's in such bad taste. And I was like, I didn't notice actually. And I didn't know it was in bad taste. I've been made aware. And I don't think it's in bad taste, for the record. I could honestly care less what they call me. All right, Drifter drawn some cards. Are they playing with their food now? Holy crap, like Snap's got to be dang near infinite now. They get to play 2-mana Mnemonic Walls. 2-mana Mnemonic Wall doesn't do anything though. Okay. I misunderstand Snap a lot. Snap is one of those things I keep in the back of my head as like a combo tool. I'm like, one of these days I'll brew this sweet Snap deck. Storm count 8. Opponent about to Temporal Fissure us out of the game, as it were. Yeah. I don't. Maybe it's just like where I come from, like the culture of work around here. Why they think it's odd being called a secretary as a guy, or why a guy. How it's odd that a guy would be a secretary, I guess. But I don't know. Good work when you can get it. I just keep my dress clothes on when I come home. A little self-conscious about the flat collar on this one. But no, actually, no. I think that would be kind of awkward. There's the Ghostly Flicker. They're gonna gain infinite life. Like, what do I do? Just like let them gain infinite life? Do I scoop? They have an infinite combo. I think it's a little bit douchey here for me not to scoop. We can't do infinite damage against them. Like, it's just, they have the Ghostly Flicker. They have, the loop has been established. Let's scoop it up. Okay. That wasn't fantastic. Maybe they like doing it. No. Not today. Last Rites is probably okay. I mean, they have a ton of 2-for-1s. So maybe Last Rites isn't super good here. Pyroblast is absolutely good here. Caravec's Torch isn't quite infinite. I don't know that I'll ever bring these anarchists in. Friggin' channel Fireball article telling me to have anarchists in my deck because somebody that 5-0 with this deck had anarchists in their deck. Friggin'. Alright, let's find out what we're gonna cut. So we brought in 3 Pyroblasts. And 2 Last Rites. And that's what we're boarding in. 1 Duress probably isn't gonna do it. Like I feel like this is probably just week 2. There was a comment on the YouTube deck tech. If you're watching this, then I think you're right. I think the fun ofs, like this is probably just too weak for the fun ofs anyway. Probably should cut Burnt Offerings. Yep. We haven't seen it be good once. There are cases where it's good. Those cases involve Grixis slave drivers or having like 3 cards in your hand at the same time, which does rarely ever happen in Pauper, but I think it would be super cool if we can make it happen. But the stakes are a little bit higher against this deck. This deck has an infinite combo in it. They are a resilient combo deck, and their combo naturally hates out our combo, or one of their pieces naturally hate out our combo. So yeah, the slave driver play can be cool, but this, you're right on a couple of counts. I think Burnt Offering is nice against Snap. Like if they want to Snap Crusher, we can sacrifice it and like add the mana and fizzle their Snap and then maybe use the mana somehow. But we probably can't use it at instant speed. I really only like it because it fizzles Snap and gets us back into our graveyard instead of in our hand. But I think 2 is about exactly how many of those we want to do about that. And maybe we cut 1 slave driver as well. The 2/2 isn't going to do a lot for us against this deck. They're not going to make us discard it in any way. It gets in the way of their only... No, it doesn't get in the way of Mole Drifters or anything. All right, let's go down like that. Our sideboard cards just look better than those cards. So here we go for game 2. I had a way to discard this Stinkweed Imp. Otherwise, this hand does nothing against them, except counter a Ghostly Flicker. We only have 3 Pyroblasts in our deck. Like, I almost just want to keep this. Stinkweed Imp can block their Mole Drifters all day. Like, they just got nothing if we can resolve, or if they can't resolve their... Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Like, just off the strength of Pyroblast. Go Mountain. They can't... Yeah, and we can dredge. Like once we have a good amount of discard outlets in our deck, so we can just start dredging, or we have a couple Burnt Offerings, so we can sack this to start dredging. Maybe use the mana, like we can sack this, you know, Faithless Looting, flashback Faithless Looting in the same turn. Kind of the weird thing, you know, small sample size. I did some pretty neato gang stuff there in the practice matches with Burnt Offering, but maybe it won't show off like that here. I can't just, you know, I can't just do that. I can't be like, oh, you should have been there when you weren't there. It was wild. Is this another just card filtering spell? I think that's... Oh, they're just going to pass through. We find another Stinky. Yeah, we do. And I can play one out here and just start beating in. No reason to hold up Pyroblast yet, I don't think. And they should only have enough mana to cast a Ghostly Flicker on their lands, bounce their own land. So not super worried about Pyroblasting here. Now we can get this in the graveyard by getting it in the way of Mole Drifter, which is good. But I think I might hold on to this one for a minute. They're a life gain deck. Like, we're gonna have to combo off to win, I think. I know I don't say logical things too often, but I think pecking in for once a turn, or for 1 or 2 a turn, is probably a little loose. We can play it and still hold up Pyroblast. Let's do it. Right? No. Right? Well, you get a Pyroblast. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea to hold. I value your opinion over mine. I value your opinion over mine. We'll see what... maybe we'll cast a Genrova Horror. And we'll get to pitch a Stinkweed Imp. We want to pitch this too, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff missing here. But we can counter their most important combo piece. We can counter one of their most important combo pieces. We still lost through hating one out completely last game, so that might not be all the way, but hey, man. I don't hate it. Looks like they might be hurting on lands a little bit. No, they just pitched an Ash Barrens. Sure aren't hurting on lands. Doesn't run into Nova Horror either. Okay. It does give us more outs. I'm over here talking about how it's reinforcing what I was saying too. It's like if we Sage's Row Denizen, oh no. Why don't we play compulsive? I know, right? There were thoughts about oh god. I hate this card. There were thoughts about playing the blue-black Exhume style deck, but after I got looking at it, like, for one, it's another Gush deck, and we all know how good I am at playing Gush decks. Got lots of stuff that I want to pitch here already, so I'm just going to play that out. It's another Gush deck, and I'm not that good at playing Gush decks. It's also very, like, structured around how it's built. Like, it's very tuned. It's very, very tuned. So I don't think I would have the wherewithal to modify it, to put burnt offerings in it. Feel a little bit more comfortable. You know, this deck needs 3 cards to go off, right? And then, so you can cut some stuff with a little bit more confidence, I guess. It's a little easy. It was a little easier to brew, in my opinion. And that's why I picked this one up instead. We're going to put another loss up there. Just mid-game updating the win-losses. What's up, Twitch browse page? We're 2-4 with the crazy turn 2 Crusher deck. There's a Tranquil Cove. Shred Memory is also surprisingly good against this deck. Like, that's probably, oh yes. That's probably a good little, or a big, that's probably a mistake, like cutting as many Shred Memories as I did. I noticed that some decks only ran 2, and I did want to do neat stuff with the whole, all right. Not the worst draws I've ever seen. Sometimes I don't want to draw both Shred Memories, but maybe that's a reason to have 3. Let's do it like this. Play out our land, because we might be in the business of hard casting Grixis Slave Drivers with haste next turn or something. Yeah. Oh, we should flashback Faithful Suiting, huh? We should have done it before attacks. Okay, well, let's see if we get punished. That's another important little piece of advice. Is if you play badly, don't just keep playing badly to like cover up for your misplay. Just like friggin' accept it. Oh, there's the Crusher! No! No! We couldn't leave out Pyroblast. I had a reason. Oh, God. They had counterspell off. Okay, pass. Is there any counterspells in the 75? Are there any counterspells in the 75? I have my gain on my mic turned way down. I'm like, I'm next. I would never say that I'm next leveling it. They're on that 420 Dragon Fam level. And that just ain't the kind of level that I'm on. Hydroblasts. Yeah, it could be Hydroblasts. I admit, they're milling for us. Just sweet. They're like, I'm actually going to give them a bunch of benefit here. Oh, so they can counter our Pyroblasts. So me trying to next level them has, in effect, next leveled myself back. I didn't peep the lists. I've been I've been trying in like all my free time to just like do more content, which is a little weak because I don't get to immerse myself in Pauper culture in general as often. Free sack fodder? What do you mean? What do you mean free sack fodder? There's the Drifter. I'm only countering a Hydro Blast with, or only countering a Ghostly Flicker with this. I learned my lesson. And is this Ghostly Flicker? With mana up to counter, it is. Okay. Come on. Punishment? Please? Do they have a Hydro Blast? Don't have it. Don't have it. Don't slow roll it either. Hey. No! Dispel even? Oh no, they're just gonna Ghostly Flicker again? Oh, okay. Oh. This is pretty bad. Yeah, they have the Prosperous Fire sack fodder. Yeah, I see now for the for our Crushinator over here. Wow, that was like the worst Pyroblast I've ever resolved through a Ghostly Flicker. I was like, Ghostly Flicker, we're gonna be fine. And then they were like, nah. Nah, we're gonna get some mana back, draw a bunch of cards, find our answer. I guess they have 2 of them in the bin now. Maybe I should have waited for Mnemonic Wall? I don't know. Dine no. I pitched 1 Dragon's Breath, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna be pretty, probably. But we're gonna try. We're gonna do everything in our power. We're gonna zoom out the Crusher with the D breath. And that's it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what this deck does. We're gonna zoom out. They're just trying to help. And another Ulamog's Crusher. We found 2. There's a Snap. Opponent having a good time. Like, they know. They know that they got the win. I feel like everybody says you gotta click so fast, but as long as you can establish the infinite life, or isn't it like, aren't you? Oh God, come on! Whatever. I didn't want to attack with my. I didn't want to attack with my Crusher anyway. Okay. Our best like hope in the whole world is to like Lightning Axe a whatchamacallit. Like we might like Lightning Axe this or Mnemonic Wall in response to Ghostly Flicker. They're like, you got a hasty Ulamog's Crusher? Who gives a F? We're gonna leave. We're gonna do the first one. Yes. Okay. No. Yeah, I have 4 minutes up, but I'm also not huge on like making them. I think we're gonna Faithful Suiting here. We have 1 mana to do anything, and we want to pitch this Dragon's Breath somehow anyway. We don't mind pitching Slave Driver. No, we're gonna draw our cards. We'll keep a Pyroblast. I think we pitch Dragon's Breath, Radiant Fountain. Skip our frickin'. Oh God. There's Seagate. We're gonna mill a bit. 29 cards left in our library. Opponent getting super duper 420 over there. I've never, well, I played against this deck like in tournament practice, if that even counts, but this is the first time I've seen it out here in the field, as the Who would say. Weak refs, I know, but I do what I can. Oh boy, okay. Yep. No Numas, no Numa walls yet. 2 flickers in the bin. Drawing more cards. I wonder if we... No, I don't think we ever Stonehorn... We don't ever remove something unless a Ghostly Flicker's targeting it. A Ghostly Flicker or a Snap, I guess. And then I'll target it. And strictly this card right now. They don't mind this Crusher anyway. Like they are best kind with this Crusher right now. Stop touching my face. Yep. Oh, look, they found all their Seagate Oracles. The whole team's here. Oh, guys. Okay, listen, this is what we're gonna do, guys. Yeah, this is what we're gonna. Yeah, what are we gonna do? We're all gonna look at our cube at the exact same time, right? And eventually, one of us is gonna find out. Oh yeah, man, that sounds like a great idea, dude. Oh yeah, I love that. That sounds great. That sounds great. There's Mnemonic Wall. Okay. Gets back Ghostly Flicker. Uh-huh. And mills us again. We're at 19. And what's this? What's all this nonsense? We can't do anything to it until they don't have any mana. Counter target spell. No, we're not. We probably. No, let's kill the Mnemonic Wall. But maybe we should counter it. Maybe we should just straight counter it. Right? If we straight counter it, we don't give them any more mana. If we let it resolve, we give them more mana and they could just cast another one right now. So let's counter it. And then our desperation play can be trying to do something to this Mnemonic Wall with Lightning Axe. Maybe even on our turn while they're tapped out. Probably on our turn while they're tapped out even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Too bad we gotta play Grixis Slave Driver next turn, huh? Maybe we'll yeah. Alright, we can't play Slave Driver because the next time they target a Mnemonic Wall. I'm not gonna do any dredging yet. We have 19. Friggin'. We gotta leave up Lightning Axe in case they target this with a Ghostly Flicker again. So I'll just go right to combat. Get... Oh, wait. No! Grixis Slave Driver. I guess we still have time. This doesn't have to be the turn that we flashback a Grixis Slave Driver. We're gonna Annihilate. See what they... Probably some of these Seagate Oracles? You think kill the Mnemonic Wall right now? I'm pretty sure I tend to agree there. They sack. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Blocks. Are you gonna block? Or not? Okay, let's pump the crush. Let's get some crush pumps. Let's tap our mana first and then just click this a bunch of times. Crush pump like this. Because we might want enough mana to, like, this helps a lot. So let's play. Oh no, we want to pitch the Neonate to Lightning Axe almost, right? So let's. I could have just paid 5 for it. Okay, so let's Lightning Axe this, like this. Pitching Neonate. Because Neonate isn't really doing a lot anyway. And because I tapped too much mana to just hardcast it, so. I'm at 18 cards. Yeah, the less friggin' around they do, the better. And we got Annihilator on board at the very least. A couple of well-placed Stonehorn Dignitary. Stonehorn Dignitary plays still puts us out though, like so a couple snaps and Stonehorns, and then we're just mill the rest of our deck. Tell you one thing though, this is taking forever. You just have to F6 here. There's nothing we can do. Not a thing we can do. Stonehorn Dignitary, yep. We'll skip another combat step. Don't mill any cards off of it, thankfully. Familiar, leaving a couple of mana up. And Pirates. Oh, hey, Umberlurks, how you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you caught it tonight. I know you were a little down that you made it in late last night. I'm stoked that you got in in enough time tonight. Welcome. We are playing the wildest old Familiars deck right now. This is about as dank as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing to do, so I'm gonna F6. Talk to the chat for a little while while Familiars does or doesn't go off. We're just dead anyway, so we'll let them kill us. You guys will get to see the Familiars kill. I know that when I was starting to play Pauper, well, they go super wide anyway here, right? Is that important? Should we worry about blocking? We want to find Exhumes. Can we even find Exhumes? Energy turret with Cavern Harpy. We were talking about engines last night, for anybody that wasn't here, and Lynx and I were like, you know what engine? You know what card is an engine? Friggin' Cavern Harpy. Like, why isn't anybody playing Cavern Harpies? No, I know. Because Exhume gets back Mnemonic Wall. Thank you, though. I was probably going to at some point. But we're just going to slave drive. Yeah, Exhume just wins them the game. Right? Which one is this? Is one of these the one that's Honor Crusher? Might as well give this guy one of the Dragon's Breaths for the pumps for when we hopefully eventually get a another slave driver back for 4 mana. But we may not. We may not ever. Yes, thanks for the heads up. I was like, I'm not gonna do that anyway. But I probably I probably at some point was, and it wouldn't have. They had the dignitary all along, so it wasn't even like we were getting a combat step about it. And do they find the Mnemonic Wall? They have 27 cards left in their library. About probably a jillion Mnemonic Walls, right? Like, how many Mnemonic Walls does this deck run? They've also just got us lethal on board. Like, I can't I can't handle this. Swirling Sandstorm probably would have been fine. Maybe that's what I can do taking away from this. Like, Swirling Sandstorm kills their whole board, including their combo pieces. Like, if we would have gotten them in that vulnerable situation and we had it doesn't look like a combo to me. We don't get a combat step next turn though. It might be too slow. Consulate Turret is interesting. It's like the thing that's keeping it's the thing that's keeping, not even gonna Faithless Looting here. It's like the only non-toxic energy card in Aether Revolt. Like, I know they tried to go super hard to, or it wasn't in Kaladesh. Anyway, one or the other. They tried to make the energy cards not super or what was it called? Not toxic, but what word do they use? The word, you know what I mean? Parasitic. They're trying not to make the set and the mechanic energy too parasitic, but you can kind of tell from Standard that even they didn't just miss the boat on making parasitic commons. They also missed the boat on making parasitic cards at all. This card just says pay 2 mana, your opponent wins the game. In goes the Crusher. There's just no point in the whole universe attacking with anything else. What you gonna do? You're gonna basic land, cycle away an Ash Barrens, do some thinning. 1 card in hand. And selecting some lands to sacrifice. Going to blocks. They will block. They will block. They're going to block for exactly 8, probably. Wish we had a kill spell for this Prosperous Pirates. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they're going to have no trouble killing it. So Drifters actually provide a clock. And they dig them pretty good if they find a snap. So I'm going to put Drifters and then Prosperous Pirates. Because if we can find another way to kill this Prosperous Pirates, then we can stop them from going infinite. I don't know, honestly, that we have another removal spell in our deck, though. I think the one Lightning Axe came through just in the nick of time. And that was it. There's a Bazooka Bog, so that's reassuring. That's going to get a Ghostly Flicker. That's going to get a bunch of their Ghostly Flickers. So let's bog them. And pass. I still don't think we could have given them wall back there, right? Oh, we could have given them wall back there. And it wouldn't have really mattered. I think we may still. Like, they don't have it in their graveyard, but we almost can't risk it. Like, yeah. Okay, so let's get back Crusher with Exhume. It's honestly, it does nothing though. They like sack 2 things and then kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They don't even have enough to kill it. If Ghostly Flicker is the card in their hand and they get back the wall, then they win. And I just that's not where we want to go with this. There's Preordain. Ghostly Flicker might be the last card in their hand. I do have to do something. I have 7 cards in my library, and they just have to cast spells to win. So maybe that's true. Maybe that's right. Maybe we just have to bank on Ghostly Flicker not being the last card in their hand. We've taken out 2 of them. All right, so I agree. We have to do something. Go into our main phase. We can cast this Devastator, give it haste, and get going. It has trample, so they have to block it with stuff. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give it haste. And we're not really worried about... No, we're not really worried about the crackback, so maybe we should just get in with both of these. Yeah, and then Exhume a couple times. Only 1 Dragon's Breath in our graveyard, so Exhuming once is probably good. Maybe maybe that should have been Exhumed twice instead of anything else. All right, go ahead, opponent. Unless that's just GG's. Probably isn't just GG's. Yeah, Exhume twice might have been the play there. Probably was the play there. There's Compulsive Research, gonna gain some more life back. Mill us a couple more cards. They could have targeted us with that. That could have been an interesting little play. I know. But they had... I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like have differing opinions on that. And I don't mind taking the loss. So if you're watching this series or you're watching me stream and you're upset that I scooped to them on their infinite life combo, I don't have any way to deal infinite damage. It just doesn't seem fair. Like in paper, you would go to a draw, and I know this is like a whole different scenario, but it is what it is. Lost for extreme sportsmanship on your league tombstone. Yep. That might be the kind of thing you could do. But they don't have a kill here. Like, they can lock us out for the rest of the game if they draw they're gonna draw their last Mnemonic Wall. And probably their Ghostly Flicker as well. Oh, they're just gonna mill us out, right? Yep. Night, Kirk. Thanks for dropping in, man. Seriously. Have an awesome night. I really appreciate you hanging out, man. And thanks for modding. As always. There goes Snap. Opponent's still on the mill plan. I don't know why I don't scoop here. They just have to cast... what? They just cast Seagate Oracle and win, right? And we mill 2. And that's been the most dank meme 420 deck I've ever played against. Is that how this goes? I think that's how it goes. Bye-bye, library. Yep. Yeah. Lynx has been like so awesome about this. That's it, guys. They milled us out. I don't know if Dredge can replace your draw or something without killing you, but even if it could, they deserve it. GG's. Have a good night, Familiar. Okay. Match 4. Possibly Pauper Playable. This hand doesn't do anything. I'm gonna mulligan. Oh god. All right. Turn 2 Ulamog's Crusher or bust. Oh god, okay. Exhume, land, Neonate? I'll keep Neonate because we only have 1 mountain and we're gonna want plays. There's a Ponder. Don't worry about the crash bangs, guys. My girlfriend's just making wonderful, wonderful pastries in the belly of my home. It smells delicious in here. That is a hot snow-covered island. I have found my favorite snow-covered island. I'm gonna turn this draw stop off. It is creating suboptimal plays. You're making some extreme desserts tomorrow? Ooh, extreme desserts are certainly not just desserts. Oh, wow. Ooh, geez. You know, most people, they slip that extreme label in there where they're like, I'm going to make, you know, a buffet's worth of chocolate chip cookies, which is still like, if you can make a good chocolate chip cookie, it's fine. But you got both going. You got the quality. Dang, son. Yeah, I almost think they can F6 here. Like, if they're going to Vapor Snag this or something, I don't think they would. They're going to Vapor Snag it or Scred it, I guess. Pretty good to hold up Neonate. There's a Looting, which I think is just better here. Let's draw 2. Land Exhume would be Bonanz. We didn't find Land Exhume. We found something to keep digging us deeper, though. So I'm going to pitch Crusher, Dragon's Breath. Hope we dodge that main deck Graveyard Hate. Go to attacks, get in. Against this deck is so good that at some point, getting in for 1 isn't going to do it. Oh no. I should have played the other Neonate. Not really. I don't really know what other Neonate does here. Attacks around a Kiln Fiend. Blocks a Kiln Fiend. But they probably have the kill next turn. It's a bit of a non-thing too, because they will they probably have the trample, right? The Snow Fiend of Hell. I know. I was talking about that the other day too. I was like, I think it was like, I don't even know. There's a few people talking about it. It might have been like Red Tory or Steel Osprey or something, but they were like, oh yeah, the snow covered lands on turn 1 and turn 2 get you. It's like Scred is the card they're playing, and this deck could be playing Scred too, but it's you just go, you're like Scred Delver. And even though I don't know a ton of sophisticated play choices to make when playing against a deck as good and prolific as Scred Delver, it still matters. I feel like without the Temur Battle Rage, they just wouldn't do this, right? Yeah, okay. GG's. Kiln Fiend. Pyroblast's come in. Swirling Sandstorm is like at best gonna hit 2 creatures. I don't know if Last Rites is what we want to be doing against this deck. We definitely want to be Lightning Axing. We definitely want to be Chainer's Edicting. Duress can get like the one of it can get like their counter spells and stuff. I don't know if we want to be a control deck here though. Like this, we can't just sideboard in a bunch of Pyroblasts and be like, oh, we're the control deck now and kill all your Blitz stuff. Like that's not how that works. So I think, and like, what is this counter that we care about? Not a whole lot actually. So let's, ooh, Last Rites. I know, me too. I love this card. I really do. That was like the first thing I said. Yeah, I'm gonna get that in there. I think this might be one of the things we do want to do against this deck. Lightning Axe and Chainer's Edict are also things we want to do against this deck. Burnt Offering probably... Duress is also something we want to do. Burnt Offering, Grixis Slave Driver probably aren't things we want to do against it. So I'll take those out, but they're still fast enough plays. Like there's still an explosive 3-card thing that can happen where you like have Crusher, Burnt Offering in hand, or like I guess it's a 4-card combo. You have like Crusher, Burnt Offering, Exhume in hand, and you can just like cast one, hard cast the other, Exhume it, you know, all that stuff. But oh, it counters Gush too. That's kind of a blowout, huh? So maybe you go down one more Offering, one more Slave Driver. I'm a little uncomfortable going down another Slave Driver. Maybe we'll go down the Chainer's Edict, because they usually run Aggro Bolas. And we'll bring in the 2 Pyroblasts for their Gushes. I kind of like that. Last Rites gets worse without another Slave Driver. But whatever, I'll pitch my whole hand. I don't even care. I survived a 3 mana against this deck, whatever. Get that loss up there too. How many losses am I missing? Okay, so I'm actually at 7 losses now. Yeah, this hand doesn't do anything. I guess if they keep a sketchy hand and we have Lightning Axe, life could be worse for us. This isn't what we want to do against this deck at all, though, especially not on the play. And removing 1 Kiln Fiend, this hand won't get us anywhere if we do remove 1 Kiln Fiend. I guess we dig and we pitch the Dragon's Breath. We can't Lightning Axe until turn 2 anyway, so they might be able to like have a Mutagenic Growth or something. Mutagenic Growth doesn't save it. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it. I agree. I talked myself into it. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to beat Blitz. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, things better start looking up or it's going to be a sad week for YouTube this week. All right, and we are going to Lightning Axe pretty much anything. I think we Faithful Salute and Carnarium here. So I think we actually pick up this land before we Faithful Saluting. Just in case we want to pitch it. Faithful Saluting. What do we find? Pitch Dragon's Wrath, Dragon's Wrath. Find an Insolent Dummy. Can't play another land or do anything. Let's pass. Anyone think Exert creatures with cards such as Herald of Dramoka and Village Bellringer could work in a deck somewhere? There is a content creator. I think Magic the Gathering Strat recently did a red-white Exert video. And I think there's another one too. Maybe Pauper MTG did it as well. You might want to check that out. I don't know if they use that strategy in particular, but you could take a look and see if you want to like add the Bellringers or add any of those cards. They kept a sketchy hand, so this might be okay. We need our red mana, so we can't just Faithful Saluting here. Whoops. Maybe we don't need our red mana though. Maybe they're waiting until they can protect it. Right? But then what do we do? Like Insolent Neonate Burned Offering here? That doesn't really feel good either. Flashback Looting. I kind of feel safe tapping out of my red mana here, actually. So let's loot. See what we find. Come on, Exhume Ulamog's Crusher. Are they going to counter Faithful Saluting? Sure. Okay. Play a tap land, say go. Sure glad that that Hydroblast caught our Faithful Saluting and not a Lightning Bolt or a Lightning Axe. I get half of a deck using that currently, but I'm stumped somewhat. Well, I'd say you're in the right place. A couple deck builders in here I really respect, so you might be able to get some advice from them. As for me, that's probably the best advice I can give you is just ooh, this is probably Apostle's Blessing. Right? Like this is probably Apostle's Blessing. Let's oh god. I made this mistake before where I've made this mistake before. I'm going to flashback Faithful Saluting anyway. See if they want to Hydroblast this Faithful Saluting. They don't. There's a Last Rites. Let's pitch our 2 Devastators. I've been in this situation before where I don't Lightning Axe the Kiln Fiend and they get to... I'm going to put a stop on the end of our turn. Just to see what they want to do. We're not going to do anything on our end of turn. Like almost maybe it should have like gone on their upkeep there. I don't know what they have. But if they don't have protection, this lightning axe is gonna be so good. It would have been so good on my turn. I've been burned waiting like that before. They showed me the Hydroblast. The nice Hydroblast too. Not to be underestimated. Well, the expensive Hydroblast. I guess your opinion is your own. Okay, tapped out a blue mana. If it's like land, Temur Battle Rage, we're in pretty good shape. I will pretty much unabashedly last rites the rest of our hand to make them pitch theirs next turn. Yeah, I got no problem chuck in like all this and whatever I draw, probably. All right, here they come. No responses. What do you got? Just dealing 7. All right, sure. Doesn't look like they want to tap out. We only have one lightning axe. All right, so let's last rites X4. So we pitch all these cards. Right? Or do we just pitch 3? 1, 2, 3. Hold on. So if we last rites here, we'll have to pitch like 1, 2, 3, 4 to really get enough value out of it. And then they're just like kind of dead to that. We can't lightning axe yet, but we would be able to lightning axe it next turn a little bit more confidently. So I think I'm going to do just that. Go like this. Oh, this is a huge blowout if they can counter it. But we will see if they want to. We'll see if they want to or can. Gush is super bad here. Like, or super good for them, super bad for us. Come on. What is it? What do you have? There's Goosh. There's Goosh. Do we try to lightning axe the Kiln Fiend before it resolves? I almost think we do, right? Because maybe they don't have protection here. And then like we'll just let last rites go. Oh, this is really hard. Like, do we lightning axe here? Do we lightning axe? What do you guys think? I kind of want to. Like, part of me wants to, but part of me also thinks they have protection. But another part of me is like, they're going to pitch for whatever. Keep their protection, and this lightning axe is never going to resolve. I think that's kind of like our out here. I think we just got to try to kill it and hope they don't have it. Yeah, I think I gotta axe Kiln Fiend, paying red and pitching Burnt Offering. Do they have it? Do you have it? Oh god, they do. Okay. They do. One less card out of their hand, I guess, which is relevant enough. At least they had it the whole time. So they're gonna put 2 islands in their hand that they can discard. So they're gonna get to like discard 1 card. So we'll just let last rites go. Let it go. Discard none. They still have to show us their hand. Whoa, worth it. Yeah, so they would have pitched like island, draw spell. They currently can't kill us, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So non-creature spell kills us. Not a great place to be, and I probably should have pitched a couple of cards to last rights. Yep. That's it. Cool. Turn 2 Eldrazi Devastator? Is it good enough? Is turn 2 Eldrazi Devastator something we're not doing anyway because we don't have black mana? Let's play Neonate, and we'll probably do some digging for it anyway. I think we Faithful Suiting here, actually. Because I think we're digging for that black mana, and we can pitch the Devastator off of it anyway. Ooh. Ooh, this is black mana with this. Pitch the fatties. Don't have any reason not to pitch fatties. And pass turn. But we can't make black mana. But if we could. Opponent is on Dismal Backwater. They pass it back to us. We find another Crusher. Is not what we were looking for. Play out a Neonate. Play out a land. And pass. I don't think, yeah, I think Shred Memory is probably fine. Or sorry, I think Metamorphose is probably fine. And it's probably better than Burnt Offering. Oh man. This is kind of one of those cool things though, right? Like if we can find our a couple more mana, you can like hard cast this one, like Exhume another one, hard cast this one, like Exhume again. I guess when you have that many fatties in your graveyard, it's not doing anything, but hey man, it's my grave. Hey, we're almost hard casting them anyway, right? Like pretty close. The second they play something that can block this, we're just getting rid of it. Sacking Evolving Wilds. I will absolutely not let my memes be dreams. It's like a 4-card combo, I realize, but I also kind of anticipated doing some pretty crazy things. Like, I felt like when I tested against this deck on a couple of occasions, yeah, okay. So, Chittering Rats. We will put Exhume on top. And we will discard Crusher, draw Exhume. F6. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Faithless Looting. There's a Bajuka Bog, so that's not too bad. Not ideal that it comes in tapped, right? But what can you do? Let's Bajuka Bog. At least we don't care about getting ratted again, huh? Getting ratted on by our opponent. Come on, tap out. Oh yeah. Guess who doesn't care about putting a Shred Memory on top of their library right now? Oh, guys, we're gonna do it. It's memeing time. Let's do it. I probably shouldn't be so self-aware about my memeing. Okay, so Bajuka Bog, Mountain, Exhume, Utamog's Crusher. Don't Dragon's Breath up their Utamog's Crusher. Attack you for 10? Much? You gonna sack a couple of your lands there? Okay, sure. No reason to tap the mana here, I guess. And we will just pass. Nothing for us to do here. Chainer's Edict is a card, though, right? Like, yeah, Utamog. Utamog's Crusher, look. Chainer's Edict is a card that this deck almost definitely plays. 100%. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exhume off the top. Shred memory is fine. Like, we can get rid of this Chainer's Edict and we don't really have to worry about our next pressure. Exhume. Come on. Edict you? I'm gonna flashback Faithless Looting. Because what if we draw untapped land Exhume, right? Can we pitch almost anything else? Untapped land Burnt Offering. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and pitch this Burnt Offering. And I probably pitch the Edict. Because a swamp is just good enough. Burnt Offering could have got us there eventually, I suppose, but Shred Memory is good enough. I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. That seemed like it would have been good, right? That's kind of the thing, right? You a lot of decks in this format play Chainer's Edict. A lot of decks in this format really don't care about Ulamog's Crusher. Stompy did. Stompy was super unhappy with turn 2 Ulamog's Crusher a couple times. It's not a swamp. We go straight through into our main phase. So let's Faithless Looting. Keep this land. It's our other black source, so we kind of don't want to pitch it, but we're kind of flying blind here. Neonate doesn't do anything on this board, so let's pitch Neonate. Lightning Axe doesn't do a whole lot either. Lightning Axe. And we're just closer to another Exhume at this point. Let's do it like that. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least next turn we get to transmute. And they're gonna get to Edict. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, does this deck ever not care about Exhume, huh? Not even a little bit. And they probably have counter magic up here. There's Shred Memory. What if they have another? Excuse me. I guess, yeah, if it's the only card on top of our library, at least it's the only card. Then they're gonna have 7 mana and they'll just kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, they could even like, Shred Memory is almost just better to get rid of Chainer's Edict than it is to go get a the next Exhume here. But, like, what do we put them off of? Another Chainer's Edict and a land. I guess we can waste a ton of resources here just to get them to, just to force them into it, but hey, man. But you've got haste. Yeah, at the very least, I'll get them to sack a couple permanents. Just go get a Dragon's Breath here. All right, pass it on over. I'm not often right. I don't know if this would be one of those times that I am. They will Radiant Fountain, and they will dream away our memes. I thought the memes were all about being self-aware. Oh, come in, we are closed. I missed that wonderful little gem of knowledge there. Well, little did I know I was doing it right the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can flashback this Chainer's Edict. There's Tichang's. They'll get Ghostly Flicker. Opponent looking to lock us out of the game. Ghostly Flicker. Savage. Just savage. Okay, yep. We will put Burnt Offering on top. And we will put Exhume on top. But yeah, we could do Exhume, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have nothing to do this turn. Okay, pass it over. 9 life. Here come them rats. I have to admit that I know this possibly Pauper playable deck probably isn't playable. I think the martyr cash was way more cash than this deck. But I also think we got some hard matchups. Like we played the Snap deck. We played, you know, like we played a couple of bad matchups tonight. And I think there were a couple of times I could have played better. We're just dead. There are a couple of times I could have played better, but anyway. Yeah, no worse off than we already were. So what are considerations here? Probably Pyroblasts or Ghostly Flickers. I don't mind Last Rites against this deck either. Like, you can pick and choose the right cards, and I know what Last Rites does here, so I know what Last Rites does now. You know what we should have run into was Affinity. I was ready to beat Affinity tonight. Let's make room for these Pyroblasts first. Once again, a deck where going so fast isn't going to help us. So let's get rid of a couple Burnt Offerings. This is still fine. Like, they try to bounce one of these or something, we can sack it for a bunch of mana. And we still have that kind of crazy Burnt Offering Exhume hard cast thing going on if we get really lucky. Chainer's Edict, probably not great here. Although it might be great. It's one of those value spells. Last Right's probably better than Duress because we're going to have them in it. And their cards are stronger than ours. And I think that might be it. Just the one Last Rites. Yeah. We sure want one more Shred Memory. That's for sure. We want one more Shred Memory. If you're gonna run Burnt Offering in this deck, you're probably not running that many. If it was all enchantment removal, if it was all like enchantment removal decks, I think it could be good. But so far my verdict is having a bunch of mountains and a Burnt Offering in your hand kind of isn't what you want to be doing. This hand is also super duper bad. Deck! Oh, for the love of God. Okay, put it on top. We're going to Faithful Slooting into it and probably pitch it anyway. Pitch Faithful Slooting Mountain here. To hell if we're pitching any of these Pyroblasts. Yeah, pitch Looting, Mountain, and pass. Oy vey, this hand looks even worse than our opener. No! Yeah, that's true. So, oh man, so the weird thing about the weird thing about that, like I did give it a go. I gave that an honest try. Like I was playing the Land Destruction Evoke spell and the whatchamacallit, the Ingot Chewers, and it's almost like the mana they generate isn't enough. Like bringing Burnt Offering to the next level was about doing something super flashy with it for me. Like I could do the I could do the weak things and like generate as much mana as a ritual would, but I wanted to like really go bananas with it. And when you sack the evoke creatures, like you keep the creature around. Sometimes you blow up a land. Like this deck is really inconsistent too, so you don't really blow up lands as often as you want to. I just want to Gurmag Anglers instead a lot of the time. And maybe now that we've come so far from the Gurmag Angler list, I might want the evoke creatures instead. And they also, when you sack them to Burn Offering, they don't generate enough mana for this deck to really do anything besides continue digging anyway. So that's kind of how I arrived at the Slave Drivers instead of the Land Destruction spells. And you can generate mana with your Burnt Offering for your Mox Monkey, but at the same time, I'm kind of leaning into the evoke creature instead of Mox Monkey now. You've almost got me convinced. Look how good Stinkweed is against Edict. Look how good this Duress was against Pyroblast that they know we have. It is going to make them take their time. Go to attacks. Attack with everything. Oy, this has been a hard little week for Possibly Pauper Playable. Mystical Teachings. The thing is, a lot of people are kind of beating me to the punch, right? Like, there are tons of cards out of Iconic Masters that have already made 5-0 deck lists. Like, I'm in the kind of uncharted territory of all of it. But I think it's about time that I go and have a look at those decks and maybe just for posterity, see just how playable they are. I'm gonna play Dragon's Breath here. Get in. There's no surprising anybody with this. But yeah, and Grixis Slave Driver has been really interesting to me too. Like that, in those stompy matchups, in those aggressive matchups where I did test it, Slave Driver was very good. And maybe that's the thing too, like maybe there wasn't enough testing. I ran into a lot of fast decks, so I ended up pivoting towards faster cards, right? So it was just like, I don't know, sort of a non-thing. Sort of a non-thing for me. And there just wasn't enough testing in general. Oh man, defending Burnt Offering is not easy, or my favorite thing to do. It really didn't. I don't really think it turned out like I wanted it to. I should probably just start feeling a little less shame for playing net decks. I think I will. I think I'm going to take some of those 5-0 lists with Iconic Masters cards for a spin. I think maybe I'll start pounding away at Emissary of Trest. I don't think we've seen that in a 5-0 list. It could have 5-0'd too, though. If any of you read Alex's article this week, he had a very good little thing about how many deck lists are posted is creating somewhat of like an echo chamber, and like the information we get is so selective that opinions of certain cards are starting to get skewed one way or the other. And I'm a victim of this too. Like I commented on a post talking about how my how I build mana bases is heavily based on other decks that I've looked up online. And so all my data comes from these decks that cheat on their mana bases. And yeah, Faithless Looting. All of my building choices come from these decks that have 5-0 lists or decks that friends, colleagues have made. And a lot of that data, all of that metadata kind of comes from the same place. Sure, counter the Faithless Looting. OP. 1 black floating. No removal spells. Anyway, that's my little thing. I really wish there were more deck lists. Like I was around in the heyday where there was a lot of like, you know, you get like 2 or 3 elves lists a day sometimes, like depending on what the meta looked like. You get 2 or 3 Delver decks a day, or like whatever the hot deck was. But it was all right because like you could like microanalyze a little bit too. And I was playing standard at the time, and that was really helpful. Like kind of hard to get ahead in F&M without a lot of data, so that helped. And we're going to try to counter this Muldrifter. And they're going to waste a counterspell on this Pyroblast. But at least we do it to them while they're trying to draw 2 cards. And then they have no mana to counter anything that we play next turn, but... Negate, huh? Why negate? Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. I guess even with the available data... Oh, God. This deck. Oh, frig. I think you're right. Okay, so pitch. Hopefully we run them out of a couple of their spells here now. Get in with old Stinky boy. Yeah, I think we're all kind of in the echo chamber, not doing the math, but it's not necessarily like I don't do the statistics. Like I don't get out my calculator and start working on that, and maybe I should. You know, you see how many games I win with my brews out here. Maybe I should be getting out the hypogeometric calculator and really figuring it out, you know? Asking myself how many lands a deck should run. In isolation, like if I'm trying something brand new. Giora of the Gitu. Man, this deck, screw Giora of the Gitu. This deck would be better with like a Gitu Slinger over like a lot of the cards it plays. And we have one of... No! What? Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Maybe it's time we just close up shop for the night. Frig. Oh, this is so stupid. If we exhume, they're gonna relic us. They're gonna relic away my graveyard. We'll lose our Faithless Lootings. We'll have nothing going on. No untapped mana. Lightning Axe. Last Rites in hand. Last Rites with only a Lightning Axe to pitch to it. We'll get one thing out of our opponent's hand. Telegraphing a counterspell pretty hard here. Like... You know... This might just be... I kind of feel like scooping here, but I am going to... Faithless Looting. This Exhume is as good as in our graveyard, but I almost want to have to run this into them. Last Rites probably isn't doing anything with this hand. Oh my god! The 8 drops! The 8 drops! Okay, play to your outs, man. Play to your outs. Come on. Pull one out of your hat. Let's pitch Devastator. There's no point to pitch Devastator. I guess there's no point in keeping it in my hand either. Let's pitch Devastator and Last Rites. I don't feel like we're going to get into a position where we can outvalue them here. I don't know... When did I say something about trying to outvalue them at some point? Did I say that was ever part of the plan? That's probably a bad plan. They can't crack the relic for Exhume. That's true. That is true. Yeah, you're right. It could have been Rights there. We could have got like their whole hand. And now they just get to spend a bunch of time whittling away at our graveyard. That was probably it. That was probably it. That is a line. That is a line, and I didn't see it. Joe! Ah, Joe, you're back! Is that Craigasm? Have I got that wrong? Is that Sir Craigasm in there? Well, I'm gonna relic. We're gonna get rid of our Pyroblasts. Joe. Joe, we're losing a lot, pal. We're losing a whole bunch again. We're the losingest. But we're also the tryingest as well. This deck runs so much nonsense, man. I don't want to be on this earth anymore. Let's get in. There's no point in blocking. God knows they don't have a removal spell in hand. And we might as well try to cast an Exhume here, because if they don't, like, our graveyard's toast anyway. So let's give them a sack a relic now for what that's worth. Oh, cool, okay. Yeah, you can do that too, sure. Let's Lightning Axe the Muldrifter. Whatever. No, we don't want to discard any cards. No, we save our cards. We save our cards. I'm like, till now. Till now, I was losing it. There's Teachings. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Counterspell, okay. Sure. Shirty-dur there, opponent. Doing the relic dance, okay. Only good stuff kind of left here. Maybe Anarchists come in against this deck. Maybe that's a consideration. Opponent's gonna beat us on clock too. Oh my god, I want to scoop so bad. Yeah, we'll Lightning Axe on top to fizzle their duress. They got us dead on board next turn. We'll see if we find a way to do anything here. Like, it's just so bad. Burnt Offering, you didn't do it. Oh no, I knew what I was drawing. I'm scooping, guys. That's been it. That's been Possibly Pauper Playable for this week.